Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Please report. Investigator Sparkman, you had identified State's Exhibit 190 for identification purposes only. Again, tell us what that was.
These are email communications between Zach Hughes and John Melo.
And the dates of the first email to the last email.
The first one is August 29th of 2020. The last one is October the 20th of 2021.
Okay. And you were able to review those emails.
Yes,
And did you sort of analyze them the same way you did the WhatsApp in relation to your investigation?
I did.
All right. And in those emails, as between Zach Hughes and John Melo, is Zach Hughes either what I'll call CC'd or blind copied on emails from John Melo to various family court attorneys?
Yes, there are a lot of those emails that John Melo sends to attorneys or other people regarding the child custody dispute. Zach Hughes is either CC'd on them or blind copied on them.
All right. Are there emails where Zach Hughes assists John Melo in writing emails or maybe papers regarding the child custody dispute, or corrects or edits some of that information regarding the child custody dispute for John Melo?
There are.
Are there emails where Zach Hughes is, are there emails where John Melo tells the family court attorney that Zach Hughes is allowed to communicate with the attorney?
Yes.
And that is regarding the child custody case over he and Christina Parcell's daughter?
Yes, sir.
And are there emails where Zach Hughes himself is communicating directly with John Melo's family court attorney?
Yes, sir.
And are there instances where Zach Hughes is maybe running errands or doing things in furtherance of the child custody?
Yes, sir.
Dispute? And are there emails between Zach Hughes and John Melo discussing the child custody?
There are lots of them.
Okay. And what are those saying?
They're just talking about the situation. Mr. Melo's getting frustrated. You could tell he's getting frustrated based on words that he uses. Going to different attorneys. John Melo's talking about how he's getting frustrated with attorney A, and that we need to reach out to a different attorney.
And are a lot of these? I know they started in when they began in October, August, from around April to October 13th. That time frame, would that be the time frame when Aida was given custody to Christina Parcell and Aida moved back to South Carolina?
Yes, sir.
In that time frame, were there a lot of those emails regarding the custody dispute?
Yes, sir.
Is it fair to say that Zach Hughes was well aware of the custody dispute between Christina Parcell and John Melo?
Yes, sir.
And finally, were the emails, communications between Zach Hughes and John Melo, were they caring for each other?
Yes.
In what way?
There's messages in there where one tells the other they love them. The other one will say, love you back.
All right. In addition to your duties as investigator, did you review Zach Hughes's photos on his phone?
Yes, sir.
And we've had prior testimony, but those are downloaded. The photos inside his phone are then downloaded as the images in which they're in there?
Yes, sir.
And you reviewed all of those?
I did.
All right. I'm going to show you State's Exhibit 188. What is State's Exhibit 188?
This is an image that was recovered from Zach Hughes' phone. It appears to be a picture of some typing that states, "To John Melo and his lawyer."
So do you recognize this?
I do.
And where was this, what date was this photo captured on his phone?
I believe it was August 13th of 2020.
2021?
Yes, sir.
State moves 188 into evidence.
Objection. Objection 188.
All right, what does this say?
To John Melo and his lawyer, please find enclosed photos and advertisements of Christina Parcell, aka Caroline Warren.
Now, how is that related to your investigation?
Well, as we've touched on before, the name Caroline Warren appeared on these printouts that were mailed in these photos to various people.
Next, I'm going to show you State's Exhibit 187. I'm going to show you State's Exhibit 187. Do you recognize that?
I do.
What is that?
This is an image that was recovered from Zachary Hughes' cell phone.
Was it recovered from what area of his cell phone?
His photos.
So would it be a snap or a screenshot, I guess is what they call it?
Yes, this appears to be a screenshot of an image that was recovered from Zach's photos.
State moves 187 into evidence.
Objection 187 becomes part of the record.
All right. And so what is this image?
This is an image. The date on this image is June 23rd of 2021 that the reports showed for this image. But this is an image of a message conversation where someone sends the address of 122 Canebrake Drive, Greer, South Carolina, 29650 to, if you pull it down just a little bit for me, the opposite way. So this is a conversation involving John Melo.
All right, and why is a snapshot of that address important?
Because now John Melo knows where Christina lives.
And if John Melo knows where Christina lives, who else knows?
Zach Hughes.
This was on Zach's phone.
Yes.
One last one. State's Exhibit 189.
please, Court Your Honor? I think we may have to have a conversation about the price of the jury.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to send you back to the jury room so I can take them to the shoe.
So going back to the emails real briefly, Investigator Sparkman, based on those emails, is it fair to say that John Melo was fighting hard for custody of his daughter?
Yes, sir.
And Zach was fully aware of what was going on.
Yes.
What is the one clear way that John Melo could be assured that he would get custody of his daughter?
By making sure that Christina Parcell was dead.
Now, briefly, did you establish a timeline of sort of events based on this entire investigation?
Yes, sir.
That were important events. And before you did that, did you also look at the phone and to Zach Hughes' phone regarding airplane mode?
I did.
And were you able to determine if he'd ever put it out of airplane mode on October 13th?
Yes, sir. I did.
And what were the two times in which it came out of airplane mode?
At 2:22 p.m. and at 2:32 p.m.
All right. And why am I saying out of airplane mode?
Because I don't believe the extractions show when the phone is put into airplane mode, only when it comes out of airplane mode.
All right, so I'm going to show you what's State's Exhibit. $191. I'm going to show you State's Exhibit 191. Do you recognize this?
Yes.
Did you assist in preparing this?
Yes.
And what is it?
This is a timeline of the locations of Zachary Hughes beginning on October 11th through October 13th.
And what information is this based on?
This is based on a combination of things: device location from his phone, witnesses, device location, a trail cam that was introduced, Ring doorbell cameras, flock cameras, just different events that were pulled from Mr. Hughes's phone that had a location with it.
All of those are in evidence.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm just going to get you to briefly go through this with the jury. I'm trying to avoid technology. Oh, sorry. State moves 191 into evidence. No objection.
Without objection. 191.
Mr. Sparkman, Investigator, if you want to step down right here, if you want, please speak loud so that you can see.
Yes, sir. So the first day on here is October 11th, and this timeline shows that between 10:05 and 10:56 a.m., it shows where the trail cam captured Zachary Hughes at 799 Indian Flats Trail, the Mountain House. It shows on October the 12th at 1:07 p.m. his phone put him at 210. At 1:18 p.m., his phone puts him at John Melo's house. From 6:56 p.m. to 1:30 a.m., his phone puts him back at the Mountain House. At 4:30 a.m., it shows that his phone was plugged in or unlocked. The same at 7:42 a.m. From 7:42 a.m. to 11:34 a.m., there's no activity on his phone. At 8:15 a.m., This is when Donna Gorman identifies Zach Hughes. At 9:15 a.m., you see the ring camera from across the street of the incident location showing the suspect going into the front door. At 9:27 a.m., 133 Canebrake Drive captures the suspect leading on a bicycle. At 9:28 a.m., 207 Saratoga Drive captures the suspect leading on a bicycle. At 1:17 p.m., same day, still on the same day, Zach Hughes' phone connects to the Wi-Fi at the Mountain House. At 1:48 p.m. and 2:22 p.m., as I stated earlier, his phone comes out of airplane mode. At 2:32 p.m., that's when the flock camera shows the bicycle in the back of his truck at Rutherford and Bumper. And that is in the direction, that is coming from the Travelers Rest area back towards downtown. So that would be coming from the Mountain House back towards the city limits, back towards near where he or Melo live. 242, his device location puts in at 200 Tyndall, where he's residing. At 4:23 p.m., there's some location data from Schedule Fly on his phone. I believe Schedule Fly is how he signs up for work. At 6:16 p.m., his phone data puts him at 103 North Main Street. At 7:30 p.m., he's captured on flock camera. His vehicle is captured on flock camera, the Ford Ranger, at Lawrence in Washington. That's in Greenville city limits. And at 7:15 p.m., at an unknown location, he has a 120-minute phone call with John Melo.
That's all the state has for this witness.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to break for the evening. As I have told you before, you are prohibited from watching any TV coverage of this trial, and you should not do any type of research or investigate anything. Do not look at any social media. I've already asked you to cut off any notifications that you might have on your phone. It really is important, as I told you, to the integrity of this trial, to justice and fairness to the defendant and the state, that you only consider the evidence that comes in through this courtroom. You are not to begin any kind of deliberations among yourselves whatsoever until the end of the trial, when I give you specific instructions to begin your deliberations. And again, you cannot discuss this case with your spouses, family members, friends until after your jury service is completed. And if anyone comes and talks to you, you need to let me know immediately. I hope you'll have a wonderful evening, and I will see y'all back at 9:30 in the morning, okay? Thank you again.